Hello, and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition. Let's just talk to June. Well, let's look here. Let's look at everything before talking to Junebug. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Kyle Moat, generous disposition, will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8191T, fill date June 29th, notes of almond. Excuse me? Okay. That's pretty unsettling because I remember back in the bar scene episode that Harry said something about the dudes from the Hard Times distillery feeding off of debt. So are these all people who were in debt? Let's figure it out. Let's just let the game explain. Madeline Burleson and Mandy J. Watson. We think you two would really have liked each other. That's weird. You buried somebody together with somebody they didn't know? Oh no, this episode started so dark, guys. The note in chalk. 8192B. Weird finish. And that's July 24th. Yeah, somebody's eating people. Someone's consuming someone's essence or something. Sam Anderson always had a far-off look. Probably still does. 8192E. August 1st. Aftertaste of rainwater. All right. Next one. Joshua Beal or Brandon Boyer. Oh, they don't even know which. Okay, hold on. H192N. Sweet and fungal. That's not a combination I ever want anyone to use to describe anything ever again, please and thank you. Jeff Wickstrom would have wanted it this way. 8192Q. Maple turpentine. All right. Nicholas O'Brien. Should have said something. 8192X. Sense of foreboding. And last one. Unknown. Seemed reasonable. 8192Y. Easy on the nose. All right, let's go talk to Junebug about how I'm scarred for life now. Find any lizards? I wasn't really looking. Nice cover story, kid. Do you have a family? Well, I've got Johnny, the weird vector. I've got you folks right now. Is that a family? Let's call it what it is. Junebug and the people she surrounds herself with. See? It means something. It makes a claim. It's specific. I'm not going to say it sounds lonely because she does value the people around her. She just does it in a way where she's kind of feigning detachment. And there's something very different between feigning detachment while you embrace the relationships around you and feigning detachment while pushing people away. That would be lonely. Even though that's like the tenor of her words, she's actually been engaged. You know, she's been contributing to conversations. Even when Johnny was like, okay, so can we leave now? She was like, no, I'm having fun. So I wouldn't quite say that she's in the lonely stage. I would just say she's still in that I'm a free spirit and I don't like labels kind of situation. I want to be specific. I think you are. It's the middle of the night, and here you are in a graveyard. Any other kid your age would be in bed. You've just got to make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half-foot shorter and all gray. No eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew we weren't miners. We slipped out onto the road, just these two featureless shadows, and ever since that night we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel more like myself every day. Oh, I like that metaphor. I feel like myself without my folks. Sure, some people are born into a family. Nothing wrong with that. Here cometh I. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right, okay. We got what we need. Let's go. What happened in there? All right, Act 3, Scene 10. I almost said Scene X. What is wrong with me? Everything. Hall of the Mountain King. Oh my god. I don't know if I remember what voices I did for them. Let's talk to Donald. Trace an orbit round the road. Close your eyes with holy dread. For we on mold and whiskey fed. And drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh, soon the visions will return. What have you found? I'm going to say this because I want to know what the phrase will be. They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it. Oh, a bit of the poem to rally the illustrious spirit. Of course. Well then, type away. By all means, do not hesitate. Type away. All right, Donald. All right, I can't interact with Amy or Andrew. It's just going to tell me what they look like. So let's just go back to Xanadu and get this puppy started. I'm going to lay down while that rotates because my back feels crazy. All right, here goes everything. Okay, we're supposed to type dome in air. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Act 3, Scene 11. Xanadu. I love that because it sounds like the start to a really iconic 80s rock song. At end of road.
You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest.
Let's check out the building. Inside the building. Whoa.
You're inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible, modern electric lantern nearby.
Get the lantern first.
Taken.
All right. Typing enter forest.
That's not something you can enter.
Just type a direction. North. All right, we're in the forest now. As someone old enough to remember the early days of text adventures, ugh, and not just text adventures, but MMO text adventures. Oh boy, that was something else.
You are in an open forest with the deep valley to one side.
Can we climb a tree? Climb a tree.
I don't think much is to be achieved by that.
Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole.
You can't see any such thing.
Pretty limited vocabulary. South.
You're in the forest.
Hey, it's a maze. East?
You're in forest. Lula is here, soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio.
Oh, we should talk to her. Ask Lula how she's doing.
Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lola hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back.
South.
You're in forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably on top of his backpack.
Maybe he has something to say. Listen.
Donald! I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from right to left. Long weary song, drearily gone, dearly gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting down the sounds of the forest, with an ear for speech, and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punch cards.
South? Oh, okay. We're at the edge of a hole now. I should probably be noting the directions, but it's fine.
You're at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone.
Shine the lamp into the hole? Light lamp.
Your lamp is now on.
Shine lamp in hole.
The lamplight only reaches a few yards down the hole, where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb down safely without assistance.
Okay, so we're not gonna do that. Oh, yeah, wait, do we have rope? Try using the rope to climb down safely. Tie rope to tree.
The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk.
Down.
Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you.
Now we're in Bedquilt. Interesting.
You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now.
Say something back to her. Say something back.
You make an awkward joke.
Oh, so this is going through now the dialogue that we saw in the museum. Man, I'll tell you, this is one of those games where, like, if you don't pay attention, you're just, like, things are not going to connect, and I don't feel like you're going to get as much out of it.
Lula looks pensive.
Ask her about the cave. I'm going to try to find out what I couldn't find out from the recording, or at least maybe lead to what the recording talked about. Because the last thing that we experienced in that recording was, like, there was a time jump or something, and then she was saying she was leaving. Ask Lula about the cave.
Having second thoughts? I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. Weird acoustics. Earlier, as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment. Or, not voices themselves, but the echoes of voices. Singing. Some kind of eerie, tuneless working song. I'm glad I'm not down here alone.
What's the gear they're carrying? Ask Lula about gear.
Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punch cards he's transcribed on the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Joseph looks uncomfortable.
Jealous.
Hey, Donald, can you help me, wire up these generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east.
Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have some more to tell us. Help Lula.
Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color lead goes to which pin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean. Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves to... Do you know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. We might come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint, and we say, there was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared, has moved on anyway. And that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls, and I see a crude painting, thousands of years old. 2 men and a woman, charcoal and blood on a rock. Someone put that there to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship or a moment, a worry maybe, a regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and that itinerant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy with no original. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out.
All right, we're in the tunnels. Wah, 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 wah. And, like, look at how much those tunnels resemble the Zero. Even the music, like the sound of the tunnel sounds like the sound that you hear when you're in the Zero.
You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind.
How do you like all this, kid? There's a lot of reading, but I'm really good at that anyway.
The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room.
In Crystal Room. Why? Why is this how they are? Is it looking at me?
You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak.
Finally! Let's listen to what he says.
The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast.
Yeah. What would he be pushing? That he's trying to communicate, obviously, with them, but I guess maybe for some reason he couldn't? Like maybe his, equipment wasn't working and he was disappointed. They don't seem threatening, but at the same time, we're gonna follow Lula. Run north. No, Lula went northeast. Did I read that wrong?
Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourself cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they?
Comfort her. Comfort Lula.
You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. Sounds like they've gone back to work. All right, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact, then we'll find our way back to the equipment.
All right, back in Bedquilt.
You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph?
Search for him. Search.
I only understand you as far as wanting to search.
We have to be more specific. Down one of the tunnels? Search tunnel.
You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify.
With the equipment? Search equipment.
The various computer and audio equipment cast angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound! Those damn voices! I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through the network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles.
Well, if you were always running left, you might have been.
Finally, I ended up here. And I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and a church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet.
What's up with Lula? Ask Lula what's up.
Nothing. Just... Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now, damn it, I'm leaving. To hell with all of it.
Get him back on track, we're so close. Divert Joseph's attention.
You shout something at Joseph about the project you were working on together? You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back.
All right, so this is the argument from the museum tape. And see, this is what I think he did say, that they could hide. And then I think Joseph was like, oh no, they'll find you. And he was like, well, they'll find you, but not me because I'm leaving. Let's say something different. Tell them we can find somewhere to start a fire. Suggest finding somewhere safe to start a fire.
You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damn cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the Zero.
Whoa, don't let her leave us here. Get Lula's attention.
You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left.
That's right, because Joseph also left, yeah. And now he's running the gas station.
Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship.
Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken.
You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision.
Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vain. Vanity. Ain't it the truth? My Aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, she was a painter, mostly nudes in oil. She had this model, I'll never forget him, big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting, early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing. Or the wind from the open window would push it around. Or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver or I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines, billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now. Just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. Back to the Hall of the Mountain King. So was the Hall of the Mountain King where Donald got trapped and he just built himself a kingdom?
After what may have been years, he stumbled out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques.
Ah, yeah, so that's what it said, grotesques.
In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy.
And thus he did. Whoa, Xanadu's looking at Xanadu.
Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance, 0. Realism index, 37%. Romance index, 2%. Mold coverage, 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow.
Well, it said I have no assistant, so how am I going to assign one to a task, right? Hire a new one.
Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Rick, who studies library sciences.
Okay, let's get another one.
Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. No new applicants, try again later.
All right. Assign to task.
You may assign research assistant to debugging, transcription, or speculation.
Debugging.
Assigning available research assistants to debugging.
Try hiring somebody else. Might be somebody new, quickly. You never know. And I have nobody left. All right, fine. All right, let's go to sleep then. Sleep.
Time passes. Rick identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation but is unable to fix it.
All right, cool. I love these little mini games. Oh god, but there's more mold coverage now. Ooh, okay, let's hire a new one. Let's see if there's anybody.
You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales.
We're gonna assign her to speculation, since she likes fairy tales.
You have 2 research assistants available today. How many to assign to speculation?
Just one. We're gonna assign the other one to transcription. Because, I mean, he's library sciences. I should have probably done that to begin with, and then we sleep.
Roberta summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Rick muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment.
Can I hire anybody else? Weaver, who studies mathematics. Wait a minute. Which Weaver is the one that studies mathematics? That was, not Shannon, right? That her cousin Weaver. Okay. Assign Weaver to debugging. So that's interesting that Weaver was here.
Roberta fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Weaver types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Rick discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later.
I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Realism went down. Romance went up. And the mold coverage is gone. Oh, so maybe they got rid of the mold. Let's try to hire somebody new.
You have hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction.
We're going to assign 2 to transcription and 1 to debugging and 1 to the okay. I know that she said it's not getting us closer to the 0. I don't know if that's what we're trying to do with this, but I just want to, go down this rabbit hole.
Amy makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Weaver carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Roberta extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Rick posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they.
Yeah, because they went to the 0. Huh.
You have hired Marianne, who studies fine art. Marianne widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Rick transcribed experiences. Roberta makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Amy had ideas. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment.
Seems like they're getting a little nutty. Maybe we should try to start over or something? This doesn't seem to be helping. Listen, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. The realism index is up. The romance index is up. We're on the verge of something new and beautiful. Let's see if I can hire somebody again. Oh, Greg. All right, Greg studies architecture. What happens when we sign everyone to transcription? Just curious.
Amy transcribed experiences. Marianne transcribed experiences. They all transcribed experiences. A mail carrier on bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company.
Oh my God. Oh, but the romance index is almost there, guys. All right. We're going to hire a new assistant. Look, we're going to keep going, okay? None of this, maybe we should stop and start over bullshit. All right, Shannon? We've got Andrew. He studies statistics. We can do this, Andrew. Let's go. All of you are going to debug. And then I'm going to sleep.
Greg fix bugs. Andrew fix bugs. Roberta fix bugs. Rick fix bugs. Amy fix bugs. Marianne fix bugs. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment.
So it really seems, if we come back and there's 0 mold again, it really seems like that's what they're doing. See? Realism index, 100. Oh, romance went down. They killed the mood, but they got rid of the mold. I'm curious. Let's see.
Connection failed. University message boards have been discontinued.
So let's have everyone do speculation.
Greg had ideas. Rick had ideas. Roberta had ideas. Marianne had ideas. Andrew had ideas. Amy had ideas. You dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in a hallway. The walls are blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans on his shoulder. You wish that, instead, she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option.
Realism 45. Romance 90. He said that this was about simulation, right? Like Xanadu? So are we playing out... I don't know, is he trying to simulate the future, but also then simulate the different paths you can take? What happens if I just sleep and nobody does anything?
Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment.
Yeah, let's just sleep, because I guess if they don't touch it, then the mold will grow. So let's just keep sleeping. I'm all in, guys. Can you not tell? Did they get rid of the mold again? I mean, romance is at 100, but there's no more mold. And realism index is at 34. So you know what? Let's try to quit. I want to keep playing. Okay, sure, we can keep playing. I want to start over, though.
Are you sure you want to quit?
Yes.
That was a rhetorical question.
Quit game?
I only stand you as far as wanting to quit.
Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over. Eat the lamp! Eat lamp.
Don't be ridiculous.
I guess we can keep playing. All right, let's assign them. Speculation increased. Was it romance? Let's assign 2 to each thing. Because I feel like there's got to be something I can do that will make the mold go up. But if the people are going to just keep coming in, I probably can't. So then maybe I have to get realism to 100%. Because I've gotten romance to 100%, and that didn't seem to do anything. Experiences, bugs, and ideas.
Your habit of absent-mindedly chipping away at cave crystals and sprinkling their dust in the air behind you has paid off. Just a few feet down one of the tunnels blooms a small but kaleidoscopic garden of crystals.
Okay. Romance is still at 100. Let's just keep going. I don't know what increased realism. We're going to do one more round of 2 for everything. Let me just see what maybe we have to wait it out.
Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass, mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit.
Huh? Wait, so Lula was there? Or is Lula here now? Act 3, Scene 12. Hall of the Mountain King. Ah, Lula's here! Lula! You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project.
Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the day tape for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill.
Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We found your doctor. Oh, good. Yes, you're looking not well, to be honest. You smell like a distillery. Have you been drinking? I don't want Conway to feel bad, and I don't want Shannon to shame Conway by looking at him. Let's just move on. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name Collision, Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it?
I insist. I have socks to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I shall only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to...
I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just market private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain.
How do we get to the Bureau from here?
The bridge. Yes, the bridge, through the gate over there.
Now we too recede into history.
Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau, and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, all right. Then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Hey! Man, well, let's get out onto Zero and end this episode, shall we? Oh, they're playing in the background. I see him. You see the shadows? Someone left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there's no tape to play or record. I don't remember that being there. Where are we? Oh. A bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. Let's go, everyone! Everyone run! Like maniacs. Woo! A sensible, modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. I'm controlling Shannon. Follow me, Conway! Whee! No! I meant to hit Blue. Did I hit Blue or the truck? I meant to talk to Blue first. Oh, okay. Stay for a while. I want to talk to Blue. I always want to talk to my doggy, and then we'll end this. Thanks for waiting, Blue. You were gone a bit longer than expected. It'll be okay, Blue. That's so sweet that now she's starting to talk to him the same way that I did. All right, Johnny. What are you thinking? What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. All right. Head on back to the Zero and end the episode, because we have places to go. I like that music. And there we are. Okay, so I'm gonna end the episode here. Jesus, I don't know. I'm so mesmerized by this game that I honestly don't even know how long I've been playing. I don't know what I've been doing. Like, the days just pass around me. You know how in cheesy sci-fi things, where in order to depict the passage of time, they'll show the constellations but sped up? That's how it feels when I'm playing this game. Like, I have no idea what's happening except that I am in it and I'm loving it. So if you're also loving it, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Support me on Patreon at the $1 tier or higher, and I'll be back very soon with another episode of Kentucky Route Zero.